The Israel Defense Forces completed an operation to blockade Gaza City, advancing along the Al-Rashid Coast Road in the north and along the valley, located in Wadi Gaza, south of the city. In the north, the Israelis bite into the al-Shadi camp, repelling Palestinian groups' sorties. On the western border of Gaza, Israel Defense Forces units managed to take control of the area near Al-Quds and Al-Shifa hospitals. The advancing units managed to occupy Unknown Soldiers Square, where Hamas held military parades. On Monday, Israeli soldiers expanded their zone of control and approached Al-Wafa Hospital in the Tel Al-Hawa neighborhood. Let's face it, the Israelis have gone from encircling the city to conducting raids within the city limits. At the same time, the satellite towns have not yet been taken. In the north of the enclave, fighting continues unabated at Beit Hanun and Beit Lahia. In this area, militants continue to attack the positions of Israeli units carrying out blockade missions. The beginning of the urban fighting was marked by the continuation of intensive bombardment by the Israeli Air Force. The strikes are predominantly directed at targets in Gaza itself and its satellite towns, but often hit the enclave's southern cities as well. Against a background of bombardment and ongoing fighting, the Israelis open humanitarian corridors along the main Al-Rashid and Salah al-Din roads on a daily basis. In this way, the population is being squeezed out of the capital of the enclave, and the IDF absolves itself of responsibility for the deaths of civilians, pointing to the possibility of rescue. In the south of the enclave, evacuations are also taking place, only this time of foreign citizens. Russian EMIRCOM have begun evacuating Russian citizens from the Gaza Strip. Russians who have passed through the Rafah crossing are met by EMIRCOM personnel. Then they are transported to Cairo and from there to their homes. Despite the events in the Gaza Strip, Israeli security forces continue their daily raids in the West Bank. The fiercest clashes are taking place in Qalqilia, Jenin, Nablus, Hebron, and Jericho, but there are still only isolated pockets of resistance, which are promptly suppressed. The situation is gradually heating up on Israel's northern borders, where the intensity of shelling by Lebanon's Hezbollah has increased. The number of casualties on both sides of the border has risen, with Israelis rattling their weapons and threatening Lebanon with war. Pro-Iranian groups from other territories are not standing idly by either. The Yemeni Houthis, for example, again tried to attack Israel with rockets and drones, but the launched missiles were shot down by Saudi air defense systems over the Red Sea. On Saturday, strikes were launched from Syrian territory on the southern part of the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. The damage is traditionally unknown, but the retaliation came quickly. The Israeli Air Force struck Syrian localities in the province of Daraya. The positions of the 175th Artillery Regiment in the center of the province were also hit. Despite the fact that Israel was hit by pro-Iranian formations, retaliatory strikes hit the military infrastructure of the Syrian Arab Army.